You're rocking with the Meet the Neighbors podcast, powered by Rents Due Entertainment Co. Good evening, good day,
Good night, nigga.
good night. However you're watching this right now, first and foremost, shout out to everybody watching this right now, whether you're live with us on Instagram, watching it from YouTube, or listening to us on your desired streaming platform. It's a pleasure to be here with you. I am your host, Greeny.
It's
To
your
my
boy.
right.
It's your boy. He always want to introduce me.
We got to get it down, Pat.
It's all right.
You always want to introduce yourself.
Yeah,
I want to
man.
introduce you. You want to introduce yourself. But
Let the people hear me. It's your boy, Fats the King.
yes, sir. And as always, it's another special day, an amazing night. We are here with another amazing guest with the podcast, Meet the Neighbors podcast.
Hell yeah.
We have my homie, Broward County legend,
Oh, shit.
Broward County, South Florida high school football legend, one of the creators of GoldFeet Global,
Oh, shit.
one of the Allen brothers. If you're local, you know what the fuck that means.
Let's go.
Junior Allen, give it up for Junior Allen. Everybody clap it up for him. Also known as GoldFeet Jr.
Yes, sir.
My brother, how you doing today?
What's going
Doing
on?
amazing.
Doing good, doing good.
Had a great day. I'm glad to be here with y'all boys, man.
Yes,
Thank you
yes,
for coming,
yes.
bro. We appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
It's been a long time coming. I can't even cap it, Junior. Like, you kind of like, we had the podcast going, but then we kind of stopped. When I met you at the bar that day at Core Deck, random as fuck, you kind of gave me that kick in the ass I needed again to kind of be like, all right, we got to get this podcast going again.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, man, we're here. Finally, we've been talking about it for a couple months now. We got the podcast going. We're here at our new location. Shout out to Galaxy Tinning. So yeah, it's an amazing night to sit here and talk to you. First and foremost, let the people know who you are, who is GoldFeet Jr., and let them know what GoldFeet Global is kind of about and what it really is.
Junior is a guy who changed lives one session at a time. I love what I do because I'm out there on the field.
Just hold the mic up a little more, Junior.
I'm out there on the field. You know, I usually don't have, a lot of fancy stuff, as in machines or treadmills or anything like that. It's just usually me, God, grass, sometimes some cones, sometimes some other stuff, but, we get it in, and, I try my best, every day, I get up, try to better myself so I could better the individuals from 3 years old all the way up to pro, so
Yes.
3 years old.
it doesn't change. Yeah, 3 years old.
Starting off young.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely get into that because you train anyone and everyone from, like I said, young kids, 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old, through middle school, through high school, college, all the way up into pros such as AJ Brown. I've seen Odell Beckham with you guys before,
Yes,
Elijah
sir.
Moore.
Oh,
So
wow.
we're gonna talk about all
Top.
the variety and the plethora of people you train, from the young kids to the pros. But again, break down what GoldFeet Global kind of is at its core, really to the people.
GoldFeet Global is a three-brother business. Me, Tevin, and Tyree. Man, we was all in college, and Tevin was at Illinois. Tyree was at Friends University in Wichita, Kansas. Tevin was going to Illinois State. I was playing arena football for Wichita a while at that moment.
Oh, that's lit.
And, basically at that point in time, we was trying our best to, make ends meet. That was one thing that our mom taught us, besides playing sports, was make sure that we could come out with making a business.
Yeah.
And, our mom was hard on us when it come to things like that, with school. And don't get me wrong, I was one of those kids where, in high school, I was an A student. I took school very serious. But then when I got to college, I started doing things that, breaking records, doing all these different type of things. So, NFL dreams was amazing. So it's like at that point in time, we were just, trying to figure out different avenues just in case, and, that realization of knowing that you might not make it is crazy, knowing that you're doing everything, or you might have been one of the best out of your school or one of the best in your college, and you don't get the opportunity. So, as we started training people in our school, training people around our community, training people, just anywhere. Show up to the park, we'll give you some work, and it really just became such a amazing thing because first it was entertainment. It wasn't really like something too serious. Just wanted to make people happy. We did some drills.
So let's talk about
Enjoyed
real quick before we go. Let's get into
Okay.
high school.
Yes, sir.
You played in high school.
Yes, sir.
What high school did you go to?
I went to 3 different high schools.
Okay.
I started off at Piper. When I was a freshman, I just came in from Orlando.
Okay.
My mom wanted me to play big time football, And I was supposed to go to St. Thomas, but at that point in time, we couldn't get in. I couldn't get a hold of the coach. So I felt some type of way. So
Coach
I just
is
told
gonna come
her.
find you.
Hey, but the Western folk glad you didn't go to St. Thomas. We're glad you didn't go to St. Thomas.
Man. And so I went to Piper my freshman year. And it was crazy because the coach told me I had 3 days to make the team. And I showed up and had a good practice, running, catching the ball, doing all type of things. But then it was towards the end of practice where I felt like I was able to show my stuff. And it was running. And we had to run gassers. Came in first every single time. And that was kind of like my little thing right there that set me apart from everyone, because he was like, who is this kid? Like, where did he come from? Like, why is he beating y'all? And I just told him I'll beat anybody, no matter who it is, So he just loved that, here's this little old kid saying he'll beat anybody. So it was kind of funny, but you could see in my eyes I was dead serious.
With that
Determination.
Speed, with that speed, did you break any records or anything like that?
Man, I broke a lot of records, bro.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the early days of football. How you kind of got into football with your brothers. Obviously, shout out Tevin, shout out Tyree. You guys, since I met you guys, I think when I met Tevin or Tyree, because I think I met them first, I was probably like in 6th grade, 7th grade, and we talked about off camera about the neighborhood battles we had playing ball against you guys, and all the homies that were involved in those. But tell the people about how you kind of got into football. Was it always football?
No.
So I remember you played basketball too. I remember you were on the varsity basketball team when I met you too when we were a little younger. But I'm telling everybody, was it always football? How you kind of got into football? Was it a passion that you had? Was your mom pushing it to you? Why football? The early days kind of playing around Broward County and football.
To be honest with you, football is not my favorite sport.
Really?
Basketball is. And a lot of people.
Too short.
That's surprising.
A lot of people don't really understand that. And the only reason why I stopped playing is because obviously my height.
Yeah.
But then as I got older, I also learned that it didn't really matter about my height. You know what I'm saying? But yes, my height. But also ran
Said Muggsy
track.
Bogues.
Yeah, for real.
Shout out Muggsy Bogues.
I also ran track, and I was, really good at it. And so it was just one of those things where, I was always fast. So like football was just one of those sports where, my dad taught all three of us run, kick, pass, catch. And he was very big on that, teaching us the fundamentals.
Never any soccer?
Yes, that was actually one of the first sports I played.
Yeah.
My mom put that in for me, and I was playing with the older kids.
I was gonna be some athlete.
And-
One of y'all,
someone
somebody
was
gonna
gonna
give
be
me
some.
some money back.
Then
One of y'all gonna be an athlete. Goddamn
and
it.
like they didn't play. Like it was one thing I could say. Like both of my parents were
Cheat,
athletes.
cheat, nigga.
My mom ran track. My dad played football and ran track. My mom played baseball.
Okay, so you just got a fan for the athletes.
Yeah,
That's all that
man.
shit. Now.
Like they didn't play, especially my mom. Like
All right.
kudos to my dad
Discipline
when it
comes
comes to sports, but
from that shit.
like my mom was crazy when it came to sports growing up. Like the way she was on me to be the best. Like still to this day, if you ask her what I was supposed to run in a 40, she'll tell you 4.1. People think I'm
Jesus.
crazy. They think that's fast, but it's like that's what she wanted me to run. I can run 4.2, I can run 4.3, but she didn't care.
That's discipline, though.
You know what I'm saying? So it just she held us to a standard, and like that's the reason why GoldFeet, is something that it is, because of the foundation that she held on us. And a lot of people don't understand it, but the people who do know us, they know about mama.
Yeah, and that's very important that you shout your mom out and let people know that your mom is kind of like the reason for the core and the foundation of GoldFeet, and really the core of y'all's character. Really, and anybody knows you guys are solid individuals. Like just the fact that you guys say, my mom kind of taught us this at a young age, and we still keep these core values to instill them in the people we're training,
out the street,
still in
man.
our company. You know what I mean? And so it's not a surprise to see where GoldFeet has kind of gone and where you guys are taking. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Let's tell you about high school. You get into high school. You already said why you ended up going to Western. You're at Western your freshman year. Did you play varsity ball right off the back? How did it kind of go in high school? Because I know how the end story went. Because when I got to high school, I remember watching you, but I wasn't there for the beginning. So how did it kind of start? You go to Western. I don't know if that was where you really wanted to be at the end of the day. So what's your mindset going to high school? And how did that kind of transition into the junior? That's getting the offers and about to go to college and stuff like that.
To correct it, I ended up leaving Piper and I ended up going to Fort Lauderdale, and I jumped into the Magnet program, which is where my mom and dad went to school. So it was kind of like, you know what, my mom and dad went there. Let's try this out.
Fort Lauderdale High School.
Fort Lauderdale High School, the Flying Nails, was crazy. That was 10th grade, beginning of the year, and I didn't really like it. So at that point in time, Tevin and Tyree were playing for the Sunrise Gators, and I was coaching at that point in time.
They're not the Gators no more, right?
No,
they
not
changed
the
it, right?
Gators.
I see a lot of Optimist teams and change their names.
It's crazy, and that's at that time when they were going to West Pines before they ended up meeting you.
Yeah.
And that's when we lived over there, and at that point in time, we met Coach Dutton, and he came out to scout.
Damn, I remember Coach Dutton, dog.
Yeah, came out to scout the Gators, and I saw him there, and he heard about me. And I came one day and I told him I'll come, and I know some kids who would come. Obviously, I got brothers who will end up going there. So that was about the end of my 10th grade year, going to my 11th grade year. So I didn't really get to play football that year. So I came in running track. And it was crazy because, which is funny, like to say it like this, that was the first time in my life that I actually got to meet some fast white boys. And it was crazy because those boys actually made me run really fast. So it was like, going to a school like Piper, black kids, and going to a school like Fort Lauderdale where it's black kids and some white kids.
Davie,
and then
where it's totally different.
Davie, where it's all white kids, all Spanish kids, and then 5 black kids at that point in time. So it was a very different scenario of life and scenario of everything. And
real quick, you were one of 5 kids at your school? One of 5 black kids?
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah.
Did you experience any type of like prejudice or racism of any kind?
Definitely. I mean, I felt like
5?
Just to keep it real, felt like if I wasn't a baller and my mom didn't treat me, didn't raise us a certain way, we wouldn't have met and became friends and walked through so many doors and got invited to so many houses and because of that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I love a lot of those guys who I went to school with because when I went to college, it helped me be able to be around certain people and go through certain environments because of going to Western. You know what I'm saying?
Learn how to code switch out here.
Just keeping it 100, I went through a lot of crazy stuff going there, but it also helped me shape me as a man right now to where now I could go anywhere and I'm good.
That's a fact. I went to Catholic school in New Jersey. Granted, I went with a lot of Nigerians and shit.
I didn't went to Catholic school.
Yeah, I went to Catholic school. I went to St. Mary's, Magdalene.
Wow, that's nice.
All through school or just for a little bit?
Nah, man, from 3rd grade to 7th grade, I was in Catholic school.
Okay,
young child
in Jersey. But that diversity, I definitely think is needed out here for us to be able to navigate because everywhere we go always won't just be black people or Latino people or white people. And you got to be able to know how to
navigate amongst people.
Yeah, man.
My
and
mom
just
believed
chill.
in making us go to a really good school. She always wanted
That's what
us
St. Mary's was for. I went to the school outside
shape
the hood.
us into good men,
Yeah,
so
for sure.
It's funny because I was zoned for Piper too, and my mom was like, Piper isn't so bad as it was back in the day, but back when we were younger, Piper wasn't a good school, and there was a lot of shit going on. That was like, I remember when a kid got got hurt and shit like that.
I was there when that happened too.
Yeah, I remember my mom being like, "You ain't going to Piper." That's the reason why I went to Western because it was like she took me. Like, you ain't going to Piper.
Did your athletics in high school get you to college with a scholarship or just period?
Man, my story is crazy. It's kind of like movie type, because bro, I balled. I kind of everyone around me knew, what I was doing, and it was kind of like one of those things where I felt like I was supposed to go somewhere big, but also at the same time, I had HBCUs and D1 AAs and stuff like that. But, when we were growing up, you don't want those. You don't want that.
So give the people a little more of it.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I got to ask. HBCUs, how do you feel about Deion Sanders and his move to Colorado?
I actually think it's a good thing.
Good. Okay.
The only reason why I say that is because the ultimate goal is to win, and when we do something, we see all these other coaches take jobs and they leave, and there's no
just like players.
Backlash. We guys jump in the transfer portal, But I also feel like, him going to Colorado is going to give him better facilities, better different things,
better everything,
where he
can do a little more.
Do a little bit more.
I agree.
So it's and I also want to see what he could do.
Absolutely.
you know, you see how he talks, you see how he walks, you see what he's saying he coming. So I want to see, is he really coming?
Do you think a lot of the backlash comes from the fact that he is primetime Deion Sanders, and they think that maybe
black?
he's not? He is black, and he's not maybe about coaching. Is more about, you know, whatever comes with the can benefit his career from the coaching. Do you think that's a lot of the backlash comes from?
Nah, it's. I feel like it's more of, I guess he made promises, you know, and he was saying that, you know, he was going to build an HBCU.
Change the motherfuckers though,
and play Alabama and you know, and things like that, and you know, saying that he wouldn't leave.
Well, that's going to ruffle feathers off.
But look
Look
at the facility they playing with now, and the sponsorships and the attention they're getting now. I think Prime did his job over there, and I think now it's time, you know, to go. He probably could have did more, maybe if that institution probably could do a little more, but maybe it isn't their fault the institution can't do a little bit more, because doesn't that money come from the government? I could be wrong. I could be right. But either way it goes, really sure. They can't. I just seen some shit today when I came home from work. They was like, yeah, so y'all really gonna pay him $5 million? He was like, well, the dude running over there in Colorado. He's like, we don't have the money yet, but we will have it for him. That's exactly what the fuck he said. So
I mean, he's changing shit for the name. They don't want to let him go.
But he's giving them an opportunity to go to Colorado and get noticed and get in the NFL and get them opportunities. I think it's up to what was it, Jackson? That's the school he's coaching right now.
Yeah, he's at Jackson State right now. Yeah.
It's up to them to carry on what he built.
Yeah, absolutely.
He'll eventually.
You know so that
once he, I mean, you know how college game goes. He's eventually going to leave. He'll
probably trying to get to the league
for a bigger.
I believe he is trying. I believe he will
try to get to the league.
Coach.
Yeah, he's going to try to get to the
league. So he probably got to just go up there.
But it's a good start. I think it's a good start.
I think he did great over there. Nobody was paying attention to that school of football.
Of course not
me.
If anything, it brings notoriety.
Yeah, like I didn't hear about it, but nah, it did. So it didn't get you to.
Yeah, go back to that. Go back to, I mean, guess your mindset. Going to college, different offers. You know, what was your mindset? You know?
It used to be crazy. Like Coach Dutton will hide my bags and of like scout letters and things like that.
Really?
Because he felt like it will make us become big headed. It was just like a lot of crazy stuff that I felt like
I can respect that.
You know, was just weird at that point in time. You know, and I also felt like I didn't have a lot of people to, you know, give me the right information to tell me what to do. True. You know, at that point in time. So I really got mad and I quit. You know, and a lot of people don't know that. And my mom took me to the small college fair. She was like, "Get up, like let's go." Because at that point in time,
a small college fair, you said?
Okay. And you know, from 14, you know, I've been working. You know, so I had a good job. I'm working. I don't care. I'm making money.
Just break down what a small college fair is. You mean like, you know, schools that are like Division III level, Division II level,
D1 AA, D2, D3,
not Division Ones, not
big Power 5.
Yeah.
And she took me to the small school college fair, and I ended up having front, back, and another sheet of paper full of schools. Well, just amazed, like, what? Juniors here? Ain't no way this kid is, you know, at the small schools fair. And I was like, man, I don't even want to be here right now. Like, this is some bull. Like, no, you know, I don't. So, you know, me being nonchalant, you know, I'm a Taurus, you know, I'm stubborn. You know, I just looked at her. I was just like, you know what? Whatever school is your favorite color, I'm going to go to.
To your mom.
I didn't even care if it was D3, D2, NIA.
What'd you pick?
Missouri Valley College.
Now, what would you say to the young kid that's junior now, that feels like he deserves the Alabamas, the Power Fives, but for whatever reason he's not getting those offers? Because I've heard stories of kids, I'm sure you have too, of kids who have gone to those schools like you did and done whatever they've done, and then kids who literally said like, no, I'm not going to that school and I'm quitting and I'm not going to play at a smaller school. I'm going to go to regular college and just get a job or whatever the fuck. So like, what do you say to the young kid that's in your position right now in 2022, like thinking about, you know, I want to go to the Power 5, but only these schools are calling right now?
Okay, to be honest with you, I feel like my college career is that reason for the next generation kid. I went to the NEIA, and I dominated, man. I was All-American from freshman year all the way through. You know, people don't do that. You know, some of our favorite players don't even do that. You know what I'm saying? But it was because I felt like if I'm gonna be on this level, I'm gonna make sure everybody know that I'm the best.
Facts.
And now you know, I remember one year after my sophomore year of college, I came home from college and I led the nation in rushing yards. I had the most rushing yards in the whole nation, and I got second team All-American.
I gotta ask you.
Yes, sir.
What's the you went to Missouri? You said
No, at that point in time, I was at Missouri Valley College. I was a first team All-American.
Missouri Valley College.
Yeah.
What it looked like in Missouri Valley College? Black, white, mixed.
Man, it
Mexican,
was crazy.
Indian.
We
In
had
the landscape, like where are you staying at?
What them
that was
races
Missouri.
looking like?
It
I don't know shit about Missouri.
It was ducked off. Marshall,
oh,
Missouri.
okay. Damn, let you know.
Nah, I wasn't at that place.
Say you wasn't nowhere near St.
Nah,
Louis.
I wasn't there, St. Louis.
All right,
You in the
see,
country.
About 2 hours, 3 hours
Hey,
away
he
from
might
St.
seen
Louis.
some lynching.
I was in Marshall, Missouri.
Get them lynching.
But at that school, man, we had people from Bahamas, we had Samoans, we had black people, we had white people, we had Spanish people.
Nice
Got
little
all
melting, nice little
different-
gumbo.
All different type of people there.
All right, so
You know,
that's good.
It was cool.
It made it
you
cool.
know? Yeah, it was
Because
cool.
everybody was probably nervous.
Great environment, and I probably would have stayed there. I didn't get into it with my coach.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying? And
Why you get into it with your coach?
because
Why
he
you
said
start me, coach?
because he said I was too small. You know, and
Little nigga.
you know, and
I'm sorry.
at that point in
Hope that's not
time,
what
you know,
he
he told me that I'll never be able to handle 20 to 25 carries in a football game.
Said you were 3 down back.
Look at Ray Rice.
3 down back. You say you were scat back.
And
Ray Rice was like 5'4".
so it was like I ended up came home. My mom ended up getting into an accident, you know,
Oh, shit.
to going to one of my games in high school, but ended up having her getting surgery. She ended up replacing a C7 in her neck with a screw, and it basically didn't allow her to drive. But she uses a wrist brace. You know, she can't lift things. She couldn't lift over 9 pounds or 20 pounds, one of the two, but couldn't lift things that was very heavy.
So you came
So it
home to
basically
help
changed
her?
her life. Now, mind you, this was a woman who used to work out with us, who used to run,
Train
was a
you,
dude,
all that stuff.
train, do all different type of things, and now she can't do the certain things that she was able to do. So she kind of had to transition her life into maneuvering and moving and doing all different type of things as well, which was kind of the things that kind of gave us strength to do what we was doing as men as well. So I came home, and that's when Tevin and Tyree were going to Western, and I was taking them to school, you know, and man, it was probably, at that point in time, it was probably one of the coolest things because like I was one of those big brothers where I didn't really go out, but when I went out with them.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like their how can I say, chauffeur, I would say. You know, I took them out, you know, I drove them to wherever parties, they knew where the parties was, and you know, I was the oldest one, you know, so
The Red Dragon from Mulan.
you know, and hey, Junior's this party tonight, you want to go? You want to take us? And I'll take them, and I'll just chill. I'll go do whatever I wanted to do. If I want to go see some girls or go chill with some homies, I'll go do that. If I wanted to chill, or I'll go post up at the party, make sure they're good.
So you was fucking with them during their high school football careers.
So to say, until I went to college.
You went back to college.
Yeah.
All right.
Which one day I came home, and my mom was like, let's go for a ride. And we got in the car. She had on the wrist brace. And we started driving. I was just so amazed that she was driving. And she just looked at me, and she was just like, man, you don't look happy. Yeah, you
Gotta
know,
get back into it.
You know, yeah, I know you got your dog Max, and you working and you playing game. You know, my game is Madden. I'm playing video games and all the different kind of things. But she could obviously see that I wasn't happy.
You were just
You know,
killing time, really.
You know, so she was just like, man, go back and play. So my boy Josh Martin, he went to a school called Bethany College in Kansas, Lynchburg, Kansas.
You just be traveling to the most
Weirdest places.
Some of these
motherfucking places.
Some of these,
They
is
play
that
football.
considered a junior college or?
Nah,
is
it was a small school still.
Well, so a lot of these
football.
smaller schools, but they're in the middle of fucking nowhere.
You know,
like
and-
they're in the middle of
and-
nowhere.
What school you get that ring from?
No, this is a professional ring.
We don't get to that. We don't get to that. We don't get to that.
Oh, okay.
And basically he was like, man, come out here and play, you know, and you don't gotta worry about anything. It's a spread offense. You've been playing in our formation. It's 4 receivers on the field. In my head, I'm like, spread offense. I don't know what that is. Like in high school, I'm playing in wing T. I got my hand in the dirt. When I go to Missouri, I got a fullback and a tight end. So I'm like, man, what is this? So I'm looking at my brother's highlight films and watching their games, and they're running spread offense. So I'm like, okay, that's what inside zone is. Okay, that's what outside zone is. So I'm watching them, and then boom, I took it. I ended up having one of the smallest and lowest scholarships at the school at that time. And it was crazy because when I pulled up, the coach told me he didn't give people any numbers and he wasn't giving out any scholarships like that. But there was a guy named Anthony Pines who was a running back from California. He ended up having one of the best scholarships, who also was a running back. And then coach gave him number 1. So it was kind of like I had to,
You kind of knew what was coming if you produced.
But I also felt like, not to make fun of my friend Josh, Josh didn't really have a good rep, and he was kind of he was kind of a knucklehead. And Coach Cruz was probably like, he bring another one, you know. So it ended up being Josh actually brought gold. Like he hit the lotto, and ended up coming up in spring. And we ended up having a spring game, and I was the 4th-string running back. And Anthony Pines started. He tried to jump over one of our corners, Ira Autry. And
in the spring game?
In the spring game. Tried to jump over him. I on the sideline. He's like, man, I'm going to jump over somebody. I'm like, man, I don't think you should do that.
Not in the spring game.
But he's like, I got to show them who I am, da-da-da-da. And Ira lit him up. And it wasn't so good, So as the quarter's going on and all than that, coach finally put me in. And he gave me an inside zone left. And I creased it. Scored. And next thing you know, show went on from there. And basically what I'm saying is, like from that moment right there, I could honestly say that I wanted to dominate my league. I wanted to be the best. And after our first game, I had 11 carries or 15 carries, 11 to 15, one of those two, 115 yards, 2 TDs, and I cripped a kick I returned for 100 yards. Jeez. And Cornell King from Cali walks into my dorm room, and he's like, man, Junior, what are you doing right now? I was playing NCAA.
Damn.
Chilling.
Vibing. NCAA in a minute.
Had ice.
She's not around no more.
And he looks at me, and he was like, numbers, hey, bro.
Names, just numbers.
Hey, I think you could lead the nation in rushing yards. And I'm like, man, shut up, bro. Like, ain't no way, man. I'm just I just transferred in here. Like, I'm barely getting any carries. You already see what's going on out here. Like, that's not gonna happen. Man, I ended up leading the nation in rushing yards. It really happened.
Yeah, and what division was this again?
NEI.
NEI. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
damn. What was the total yardage?
I think it was like 14, 51 in 10 games, and I finished with like 22,000 all-purpose yards, 19 touchdowns.
Damn. They just feeding your ass.
Yeah, no, well, that year they wasn't. My junior year, they was.
So did your coach, I'm saying, you had the same coach, or he's the same coach that was different coaches?
Funny story to that, my coach from Missouri Valley was the head chairman for All-American. So every year he had to vote for me.
The one that said you couldn't do it.
The one that said I couldn't do it. I ended up proving him that I could do it.
Shit comes full circle sometimes. I'm sure he willingly ate those words. I'm sure he wasn't mad about it.
Yeah.
And keep going.
It was definitely motivation.
Yeah,
definitely motivation.
For sure. So you go to these different colleges now. You kind of how many years of college ball did you play? Just eligibility wise, just to be clear. Like how many years of college did you play?
I played 4.
4 years of college. So you graduate, you get your degree. What happens there? I know you're still playing ball. Or you were playing ball. You got that big ring on your finger, which we're going to talk about. Mm-hmm. You go to, is it semi-pro? Was it a Canadian league you went to? Because I know I've been following you for a while. We've been cool for a while, but I didn't really know every spot you hopped around. Tell people like where you've been around after college for the semi-pro teams, the professional teams.
Well, we came home really entering the draft that year. That draft, NFL draft. That year was on my birthday, which is crazy.
Oh shit!
And this is year what?
2014, I think.
14, got it.
And it's long ago, but it was just crazy because it's like, man, if that would be like the ultimate birthday present. You know,
To
they
get
hear your
drafted.
name,
Yeah.
hear your name. You know,
Hell yeah.
you know, you're a dream. You know, so at that point in time, before all that happened, my mom took me to all these different facilities, which is guys who are coaching. You know, like Mike, he's the head coach of American Heritage. I was at his facility. I trained with Chris Chambers. I trained with Bo Williams. I trained with a lot of people, you know, and we're just running crazy times, you know, doing all these different things, which was like, damn, he's not getting the shot. Like what? But at that point in time, they kept shading me because I went to a small school. Yeah. And no matter where I went, you could take me inside the gym. I'll outperform all the big dogs, all the whoever.
Fuck y'all.
You know, it didn't matter, you know, but, you know, it was very political at that point in time. You know, so it was just like it was a lot of trials and tribulations. And so at that point in time, my brother was still, Tyree, was still in Kansas. He was dating a girl at that time. And he hit me up, and there was an arena football team up there. And they were like, man, you could come play on this team. So they bought my ticket to go to Kansas, and she took me to the tryout. And right there ran 4.340. Boom. Right
What is your best time on 40?
4.20.
God damn.
That's fast as fuck for anybody who doesn't know.
Yes, sir.
You ran, just for those that might not understand, you ran 40 yards in 2 seconds.
No, 42 seconds.
Yeah,
42 seconds.
4.2 seconds.
4.2 seconds.
Yes, sir.
40 yards.
Yes, sir.
In 4.2 seconds.
Best time.
I gotta say this story real quick. So one of the first memories that I have of probably before I even met him was going to football practice
from Wendy's.
Going to 2 days. 2 days, 2-day practices. You practice in the morning, practice in the afternoon. It was probably summer camp. I just decided to play football with my homies. And we had a we call it a jamboree game. It's like pretty much a preseason game. And we play another school. It's a preseason game. Everybody gets to play.
Yeah.
Fucking
high school's got that shit.
First play. I don't know. I don't remember if it was the first play of the game. Whatever. Yada yada. First series of the game probably. They give this guy the ball, and he literally fucking got outside, busted out, literally got around everybody, and just goes 80 yards to the house. And I mean, it's a play you've seen before, but the fact that like the way he did it was like he just
with
pretty
ease.
much literally with the ease and the speed that he was able to get to the corner. I remember all the young kids, all the young homies were just like, bro, what the fuck is Junior on, bro? Like, this shit's ridiculous, bro. Like he just literally was able to display
Mama sitting there like, yeah.
I had never personally really seen it like in person in high school. And I remember watching this man like doing a bunch of shit in high school and just being like, bro, like this dude just next level. And on top of that, he would come to our neighborhood every once in a while and fuck us up too. So him and his brother, so that we get to see that in person as well.
But it's mad respect for you to even say that because, you know, a lot of people really don't be knowing that, what you saying. You know, a lot of people, you know, don't know, you know, how I used to dominate and how I used to, you know, do like some crazy stuff. And it's like my whole life, that's just how it's been. You know, it's like everywhere I went, you know, I've always done the unthinkable, that what people think that you can't do, I've done it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if anything that you can name when it comes to a college accolade, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I did that. You know what I'm saying? Athlete of the year, did it. All-American, did it. School break a rushing record, did it. You know what I'm saying? Like unanimous pick, did it. Number overall player in my whole league, did it. Cartoon character, did it.
Cartoon character.
You know, like.
And if
like,
you don't
know
know,
like,
now you know.
It just, you know.
Nigga.
That's where I felt like, you know, maybe because I achieved so much, God was like, man, you can't have that. Because maybe you'll go buck wild. You know, so it's like, I feel like now being able to be the trainer that I am, which with GoldFeet, I'm able to talk to these kids and tell them certain things and read them and know that you can't fool me, man. I did all of that, bro. You can't.
I mean, I gotta ask you, man. You did all this good shit. You know, football, college football. Mother was on your ass. You sitting here telling me you wasn't no little badass little nigga running around doing some shit you weren't supposed to be doing.
All right, I'm gonna keep it.
If you was straight and narrow, that's cool.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. High school, I was approved, bro.
You was a what?
I was approved. Like, all it was going to college, bro. Like, I didn't want to do certain things. I didn't want to be a certain way.
Ooh, you acting white.
Like, nah, bro. Like, I was just, man, I wanted
Too
to
good.
be great.
You think
bro.
you better than us?
Like I just knew that I was good, bro.
You
know
just
what
had
I'm
some
saying?
shit going on.
So it just like I felt like, man, I wanted to go to Florida. I wanted to go to I wanted to go to Florida State, and I felt like if I did something that I wasn't supposed to do,
You fuck it all up.
you know what I'm saying? And it's like then it don't happen. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
And my mama gonna beat my ass.
you know, so it's just,
Yeah, question trap.
so it's just like, you know, knowing that you're that good and you could do those things. So it's just like I took that mindset, and that's why I'm saying, like, for anybody that's like a younger me, like, still go play, because it's like, bro, I seen so many things, I achieved so many things, I met so many people. You know, now I got other places where I could go outside of Florida and have friends. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's what I believe in. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you could come back home to Florida. You could come back here and do what you want to do, but going to experience something new, that's where the challenge comes, and that's where you find who you are.
Yeah,
and I
man.
feel like if
This guy's moved a million times.
Listen, man.
These guys are everywhere. These two guys are fucking. They've been all over the
Fucking
country.
nomad. It's not
and that's why I believe in that. Like I really believe if I didn't,
I learned a lot of shit
leave-
though, man. I became the man I am today because
bro,
of that.
straight up.
That shit either gonna make you or break you,
Bro.
fam. Going someplace you ain't got no family, you ain't got nobody you can be like, I'm about to go stay at their crib real quick. You ain't got that. You gonna have to think. It's gonna require you to make certain decisions. It's gonna require you to think twice and
Take
think
ownership, take responsibility.
accountability. You know, thinking logically instead of emotionally, because this one fucking decision or this one reaction can literally change the trajectory of the rest of my life.
So can I ask you a question, since you said, you know, logically and emotionally?
For sure.
Okay, so what is the difference between emotional and sensitive?
Emotional and sensitive.
Yes.
I feel like there is no difference. 'Cause I feel like sensitivity is an emotion.
I like that. Is that your final answer?
For me, yeah.
Okay. What about you, Jose?
The difference between sensitivity and emotion.
Emotional. Because
Emotional.
he said emotional.
I think emotional is more like how you kind of feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
While sensitivity is more like how like you take something.
It's an emotion.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's an emotion, but it's kind of more how you approach it. You know what I mean? Like, because you could be like emotional, or like you could be angry
And approach
you
a
could say- you could
situation.
be very angry all the time, very happy all the time. You could be a high and low person where you're just like, that person's emotional. Like,
But
you're
you
just high and
also
low.
right, and I feel you. But you can also approach certain situations with those emotions.
Yeah.
I've personally approached certain situations with a sensitivity emotion, an angry emotion.
So I like
a
what you're
sad
saying.
emotion. When you hold on real quick. When you approach a situation logically, you're putting your emotions aside and doing
Yes.
what you know is right, no matter what, because this is going to benefit me. Maybe not right now, but later on down the line.
It's ultimately the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
So that's
Put your
why,
emotions
you know
aside
what I'm
and
saying,
just approach
the
the
logical
situation
and the
without
emotional
If
shit.
we was playing Uno right now, I'm about to throw a draw 4. Okay, so emotional is a verb. You act out emotion.
Right.
Okay, sensitive is a adjective.
Adjective.
So you can't be sensitive.
But
You
that's
are sensitive.
describing a verb, right?
You get what
That's
I'm saying?
adjective?
You are sensitive.
Right.
You can't act out being sensitive. You just are that. You can act out every emotion, like you just said: sad, angry, happy, nervous. So basically, what I'm saying is, right now, if you was being emotional, right, I could come and take your mic. What would be your reaction? You're either gonna say, "Hey, fuck you," da 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 da. I'm gonna give you back an emotional reaction. But if I come take your mic and you say, "Hey, bro, why you doing that?" I'm gonna be like, "Dang, I don't think I was supposed to do that." Now that's a sensitive reaction back to you.
You're
because
sensitive to my logical
because
reaction.
you didn't act emotional.
Right. I gave
get
you a
what I'm
logic.
saying?
Like,
There's
why
two
did you do
difference.
that? I made you think about
You
that.
feel what I'm saying? So we get confused, especially as men, when someone says, "Hey, you're sensitive." Oh no, I'm not sensitive.
Nobody wants to be called sensitive.
I'm not sensitive. When really, you
Definitely
really
for
want to
sure.
be called that, because you are that. You have a logical understanding of the situation. When you're emotional, you're acting out. And
But
you're
nobody
never
wants to
supposed
hear-
to act out as a man.
But
You're
nobody wants
supposed
to hear
act
that
logical.
either, though. So it's pretty much the same, because I don't want to hear that I'm emotional. If I don't want to hear that I'm sensitive, I definitely want to hear I'm emotional.
That's because we don't have emotional intelligence.
But
so you right now are debunking what the word really means because of what it sounds.
I don't know, because I also feel like at the end of the day, though that type of reaction to the situation is a generational curse, because we've always been taught not to show any emotion. You dig what I'm saying? You know, now that we are getting into a place where we are talking about mental health, and things like that, it's becoming comfortable. Because back in the day, we don't talk about that shit, nigga. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
It was a weakness.
Family and family secrets. You know what I'm saying? My favorite changing.
TV show is The Sopranos, bro. And Tony Soprano.
He ain't want nobody to know he's going to the therapist.
The fact he's going to a therapist because it's a weakness.
You couldn't eat pussy. They ain't want niggas to know that they eating pussy. You eat pussy, hey, oh.
And that's Italians.
Rest in peace.
That's Italians and Jamaicans.
Niggas be eating pussy. Hey, now it's all over the goddamn place.
Us Hispanic, man, we never had no shame in that shit.
You know what I'm saying? But nah, bro, like all that shit, especially in our culture, was definitely something shunned upon. But now that you have crazy things happening, mass shootings, people killing their children and their spouses because of just domestic disputes, just all type of weird shit. Now you're like, whoa, there's something going on here. Men have feelings too. I'm saying this is a safe space. I'm safe to say that. We have feelings too, bro. It's okay.
It's okay to talk.
That's what
you have to have a safe space.
So basically, this is fellowship.
Yeah, this is.
You get what I'm saying? Most men can't come and have a conversation without getting in their feelings or getting emotional and wanna
or feeling uncomfortable.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why I'm saying it's not to say it in the way of saying this and this and that. It's just more so that we can understand that we could do these things, and maybe if we put this perspective out and we be able to show that, hey,
get a therapist.
We could do these things.
It's okay.
Maybe more people, can do it too. You know,
it's a fact, bro. Yeah, it's definitely something that's definitely needed in this moment of time. It's crazy out here,
man.
It's so crazy out here.
So let's talk a little bit about GoldFeet, because we haven't talked about GoldFeet. We talked about the beginning.
Hold up, though. I want to know how you got that ring, man.
All right, talk about the ring. Talk about the ring. Yeah, where the ring
tryouts, nigga? You ran the 4 yards, the 40 yards, and 4.2 seconds.
I have 2 rings. This
is my second.
I got 2. It's the only one. I
wear this is my second.
I wear this one on Mondays.
2-0 as a professional.
In arena.
In arena, like Jordan.
With what team?
The first one was with Wichita Wild.
Okay.
They won back to back. We was the second Pete.
Okay.
And that was in 2014. And then last year was this year with Solana Liberty.
Oh shit.
Where's that at?
In Kansas as well.
Okay.
And it was cool, man. Great experience.
Does Kansas have a lot of these arena football, and these states have a lot of these arena football teams because of the fact that there's not like Tennessee does, but it's a lot of there's not a lot of big sports teams in the area. You might have the Chiefs here, one team there. Do you think that's the reason why a lot of these colleges and a lot of these smaller professional sports teams are out there, just to give these people a little more entertainment?
To be honest, they're really everywhere. Yeah. Orlando Predators, we have one in Orlando. There's Jacksonville. There used to be Tampa.
I used to go to
it's everywhere. It just a lot of people wasn't educated to it. A lot of people don't know about it. And to be honest with you, to be cool about it, to let people know, even a couple of my homies played against Trojans and locked them up. But in the NFL, he's one of the greatest.
But but peep game though. So with that though, were you looking? I know you probably just wanted to play football, but were you looking for an opportunity to use arena football as a way to get into the league? Because I feel like there's some people
that's exactly what it was.
And then went to the NFL.
And to be honest with you, I moved up after I won that ring. I moved up to a higher arena league. But at that point in time, I got caught up in a situation. A female faked the baby on me.
Oh, damn!
And basically,
she
said
it was baby on you.
Yeah, bro. Said it was mine.
It wasn't
and 0%. And I ended up quitting football at that point in time.
For that?
Come home. Yeah, for that.
Oh, yeah, shit.
Came home. And,
that's strictly just to kind of figure out the situation out?
You supposed to just send the bread.
Bro, to be real.
Mental break type thing?
It was,
send the bread.
Me and my brothers made a pact, and growing up, we had the best dad in the world. Coolest dude in the world. You know what I'm saying? But when he separated from my mom, It was just our mom. And we just felt like, you know, if we ever had children, those children would never ever feel the way we feel when it comes to that aspect of knowing what our dad is or doing something for our kid when it comes from a dad aspect.
No, I feel
and
that.
that's kind of like a reason why, in a way, with GoldFeet, we kind of who we are too, you know, to these kids because, you know, of that feeling that we have.
A lot of these young kids don't have a
a
father.
lot of kids don't have
shit out
that,
here.
you know,
Sure.
and so it's just like knowing that happened, you know, it was like, all right, I gotta fuck this. Football's not important. Excuse my language. You know, nah, I know, but you know, I know the people. I know the people who's watching. You know, but just keeping it real. And you know, I came home and I was like, man, I got, you know, this is a responsibility that I gotta take care of. You know, if it's mine. And
How long was it till you found out?
5 months. You know,
5 months after the baby was born?
Yeah, because I had it the whole time. You know, pretty much raising it on my own by myself. You know, 24/7, bro.
So you were raising this baby and you realized it wasn't yours.
She faked it
Yeah,
on
I
you
called
and
my
then left
mom.
you with
I
it?
called my mom and I was like, Mom, I need you to come out to
Good ass
Kansas.
nigga, man.
And you need to come check this out for me. And she came, you know, and
Wow.
and like at that point in time, I was a CNA. I know that sounds crazy,
No, nigga, I'm
you know, and I used to take care of old people, you know, and I had a lot of good clients, man. I met a lot of good people, and
Yeah, there's money in that shit.
they used to they kind of helped me get away from the feeling that I was feeling from football, because I was kind of doing superhero stuff, you know, like I was picking up a lady and she couldn't, no one else was able to pick her up, and then here comes
You was able to equate those feelings to what you felt with scoring a touchdown and shit like that.
You know what I'm saying? And
I want to know how you got left with that baby, man.
no, that's what I'm
That's some
explaining.
bullshit.
Like and it was like people would be like 6'4" and couldn't be able to do these things, and here come this little old dude, come with the belt,
Nigga, you know
lift
you
them
strong
up,
as shit.
you know, lift them up, hold them,
You
and
see
as
the
I'm
veins
and as
from
I'm
the
picking them up
goddamn-
off the bed, you know, I'm talking to him like everything's gonna be all right, you know, walk with me, and it was just kind of like they was just so amazed of how, you know, my spirit was and the energy that I gave to them and the things that I said, and eventually, the girl tagged me on Facebook with another sonogram. And everyone's like, congratulations, you're on baby number 2.
Holy shit.
Now, mind y'all, I ain't touched this girl since
Oh, damn.
since you told me.
Damn, what the fuck, man?
You get what I'm saying? So right then and there, we gotta go, you know, get a DNA. And it was 0%.
How could she do that? Where
And
was she?
what's funny about it is, y'all ever had the little Fitbit or the little thing that counts your steps?
Yeah.
Man, I had bought one of those, and I probably ran like over 100 miles, bro. Because my mind was like, what the fuck just happened?
Damn.
Like I gave up my football career. Like this ain't my kid, you know. But at the same time, what I can say, that kid changed my life, man.
I believe it 100%.
Kids are pure. Kids are innocent. Kids.
I could tell you the story where that kid changed my life. It was raining in the house one day. I had a dog named Chicago. It was Pitbull, German Shepherd. My brother was gone at the house. He was with his girl. They went out somewhere, and the baby just wouldn't stop crying. Just wouldn't stop crying. 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 Like whole hour, bro. Get the second hour, still crying. So now I just start crying. Like, God, what did I do wrong? Like, why is this happening to me? I thought I was gonna have a wife. I thought I was gonna have a family. Like, I'm here with a baby and a dog in the middle of nowhere, no family, no nothing. Like, this can't be real. And the baby just looked at me and just started smiling. And it was just like love right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's when I had to, you know, I feel like it changed my whole perspective of life and understanding what it is to take care of a being, you know, and I've always thought of myself. And now taking care of another individual was completely 24.
All right. I was 19 when I had my first kid. I was a kid. Try that shit.
Kid having a kid.
Nigga, what? They still spec the world out here.
So now
that's another story for another time.
So now what happens, Junior? Like you go through the situation, you go back to playing ball. I do want to talk about how GoldFeet kind of started.
Or did that spark the
home?
Is that the spark?
That's how GoldFeet.
Or that how kind of you sparked GoldFeet?
Like
yeah, I was gonna say.
Right at that moment, TA he started training in Illinois. He's training his college athletes. Me and Tevin. Me and Tyree, we're training people in Kansas.
So give a breakdown. Let's start with TA because I know that TA is kind of the beginning of GoldFeet. And I remember back when he was at Illinois State, because I've been we've been homies for a minute, and following him and kind of see him how he was at college. He was playing, he was doing his thing, but then I don't know why he transitioned to doing what he was doing. But he did start. I do remember the way when he started posting these videos.
But
so let's talk about those, and then
like we all was doing GoldFeet. It was just he was posting at that time. He was training in Illinois. We were training in Wichita. And it was like I was playing, so I didn't post what we were doing. Tevin was taking the initiative to take that chance and post on the internet, and he was doing that.
And just give the people a little more description of what he was posting, like footwork videos, the footwork videos specifically.
His footwork videos of him. And it was like all of us was doing this. And what's so crazy about the story is Devontae Harris plays in the NFL. His name is Wichita kid, and Devontae Harris is from Wichita, and he knew Tyree and me, and like he was training. The man committed to Illinois State, and that's where Tevin was. So it's like he ended up like meeting the whole foundation of what it was, of knowing what was going on. So it was like he got to meet Tevin when Tevin was doing the doing the videos, doing the footwork with his teammates out there. And then he was, he's like, man, I know your brothers. And then next thing you know, he comes home, he's like, man, I met Tevin. We're like, man, you don't know who Tevin is. He's like, yeah, he is. And he shows us a drill, him doing it with Tevin. And it's like, man, this is crazy how small the world is of how, everyone is connecting through what we were doing with GoldFeet. And then at that point in time, Tevin and Tyree were in college still, and they wanted to go pro. And that's when Tevin got his agent, and he came to perform with Nick Rudd. And sorry if I said his name.
That's his agent?
No. That's the guy who trains at Perform.
Okay.
And Tevin came home and getting ready for the league. And he ended up going to the CFL.
Nigga. Is you okay? You okay? We heard it.
Tyree was still doing his thing, and I was still chasing my dreams of trying to go to the NFL. And so at that point in time, it was like, man,
Why says charge? Yeah, we're out. Technical difficulties. You want to share it? Share it? Y'all share one.
Sharing shit, nigga.
and then at that point in time, Tevin was full tilt, and GoldFeet, he was training everybody. And he used to jump on a bike and train people. Me, I was still trying to pursue going to the league, still trying to play, which is crazy because like I said, I'm 32 and I still got a ring, so it's like I still could play, but he went full tilt and building that foundation for the company and being the face and posting on Instagram. And then next thing you know, him and Tyree got this audition for the commercial where he was running through the woods with Adidas.
Hold on, give me a second. Small technical difficulties. Check. No?
Yo. Yeah. And at that,
You gotta turn it on.
and at that point in time,
Keep going.
Tevin did that tryout, and we remember him coming home, and they had to chase a rabbit,
This. I remember this one. This is what the boys from from Orlando, like up north, right? Okay, I remember this one.
And he came home like beat up, marks on his body, scratched up, dirty, tired, and he was like, "I got the rabbit." Out of everybody, and from there, I felt like that was like his point of where he just sparked and took off and never looked back.
Just give everybody a backdrop of what the commercial actually was. It's a commercial. All the football players are in the field.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an old school drill that they do back like in northern, like in Central Florida, kind of like I guess like in the country areas. You know what I mean, like that, where you pretty much they let this rabbit go and like
you chase
you gotta
the rabbit.
catch the rabbit. But it's like a football drill with all the athletes do because it's just fast as fuck. So Tevin, his brother, caught the rabbit in the actual commercial. The commercial was like what brand was it?
Adidas.
Adidas. So he caught the rabbit. So just to give everybody so what happens now? So Tevin is kind of doing everything. He's kind of killing it with the Adidas, killing it with the commercial.
Yes.
Does he have a conversation with you guys saying, "Hey, look, like I'm going full tilt with GoldFeet"?
No, I mean we all were full tilt. We're GoldFeet. It was just more of like these were just opportunities that he was just taking care of, and you know, and having so much fun doing it, and doors were just opening for him, and it was just like him leaving and doing the commercials. We was the ones, you know, at home allowing him to be able to leave and do those things, and it got to a point where it's like my brother has been, you know, in commercials with so many people, has met so many, you know, do so many things. And it's like if we weren't being able to hold it down, you know, at the crib and him building the team and having, you know, me and my brother and GoldFeet Joe and GoldFeet Ramsey and Caleb and Dante, you know, Doris, you know, someone else we went to school with.
Dante's part of the team too?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, shout out Dante.
And it's like having those people allows him, you know, to be able to leave and go take these trips and go do these certain things. And I feel like that's what makes us so strong, you know, because it's like, you know, a lot of people don't know that, you know, there's guys behind the scenes doing certain things so that everyone could do whatever. And then he does what he does so that we can do what we do, you know, while we're here, you know. And it's like, and I feel like that's what makes this so amazing, because it's like everyone has a part to the puzzle that makes it so beautiful. And you know, some people might not feel that way. You know, everyone has their favorite or everyone has their person who they gravitate to, but you know, it's all one, you know, full ship that makes it be able to, you know, move so smoothly because we get each other and we able to work with each other. And like I feel like my mom, once again, you know, did a great job of having us grow up, you know, and living in one room and having to share certain things. We was able to, you know, come together and know that we could do this together. Yeah. You know, and you know, look how it's grown. You know, it's been 8 years, you know, going on 8 years, bro. You know, and it's like it's a beautiful thing, man. Like every day is something new. Like I literally could tell you, I meet the most craziest people, you know, Russia, you know, my brother's been to Australia, you know, they've been to Bahamas, you know, Tari's playing rugby, you know, it's like we train kids from Hawaii, you know, it's been in all type of NFL players, you know.
Are you charging people for these trainings?
Oh, absolutely.
So is this a lucrative business for you?
Yes, sir. LLC,
this is do nothing else.
I work Monday to Sunday.
Straight training.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Goddamn.
Yes, sir.
You able to live.
Yes, sir.
God damn.
Yes, sir.
Doing what you love.
Mm-hmm. But I want to keep it real with you. It's deeper than the training.
It's deeper than what?
It's deeper than the training.
The train?
The training.
The train is deeper than the train. Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
It's the relationships, you know what I'm saying?
Sure, absolutely.
It's and you know, and I think that's more what, you know, a lot of people who come and a lot of people who train with us, they love the most about it. It's just like, you know, I gain a lot of, I call them nephews or you know, I call them my little bros, or, you know, because it's like I want what's best for them. You know,
I need somebody to aspire to be, because we don't really have too many examples close by in our neighborhoods that we can actually look up to. So,
and that's why I call myself Johnny Appleseed. Because I'm a man with nothing, and I go anywhere just so I could plant seeds so they can grow.
So at this point, are you trying to take it like worldwide or state?
I mean, my name is GoldFeet Global.
Damn.
It's
Shit
already
on me.
worldwide.
All right, I'm just saying.
You
So
know, just being honest.
where else is it besides right here, right here in Florida?
I mean, it's global.
Literally global.
I told you, kids came from Hawaii.
Damn.
People has came from Russia,
Damn.
France. You can.
So I'm asking, are you going to these places as well and giving these type of things?
To us. We
Damn.
don't gotta. We don't gotta.
Would you? Would you go to those places and hold training camps?
Yeah,
have you taken it? Have you taken what you do on the road for certain people that might not be able?
Yes.
To get to you or get out here.
We've done camps in California. We've done camps. I think my brother's done camps in Australia. He's done camps in the Bahamas. We've done camps in Atlanta. We've done camps in a lot of different places. You know, just like a lot of people know who we are. It's crazy, you know, seeing how it grew into the thing that it did, and understanding that so many people, you know, watch. And I mean, like I told you before we started, you know, you was on Instagram and there wasn't a lot of people posting workouts, you know, and we were one of the people who created and, you know, was a pioneer of posting workouts and, you know, putting what you do on social media and not being afraid of what you're doing and putting on there and not caring what someone says about you. And it got to the point where people used to be like, oh, you guys are out there dancing and all this different type of things, all the jokes and all type of stuff still to this day. You know
what's his name? Wasn't
We are really dancing?
Nah, it just that's what people do. You know, when you don't understand something, you make fun of it. You know,
does that go back to like the whole Devontae Adams thing where he's like, I don't post my workouts and this, that, and the third. People post their workouts and just acting and all that stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because sports said, like I remember seeing that, like he was like kind of mocking the people who do put their workouts on there, kind of like pretty much saying like I don't post my workouts, like I don't work out to post it.
But I guarantee he does.
Yeah.
Do those drills and work out.
Like that. Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
He just doesn't post it.
He just doesn't post it.
He don't care about posting.
You know. So it's just one of those things where, you know, we have made an environment where it's okay to do certain things. Which I'm gonna go with another one, which I feel like, you know, we're pioneers of creating this. You know, going commenting on another man's page and saying yo or love or putting a star or putting fire. You know what I'm saying? We show love. You know, we give people their flowers. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're not afraid to do those things. And a lot of people are intimidated by doing those things or intimidated, you know, by reaching out or showing love because, you know, we've been doing this for 8 years and I could count on my hands on how many people from Western High School that we have trained their kids. And everyone has kids. Or people who we know personally that knows us or grew up with us and we don't train their kids, but I'm out here training strangers. So basically you sitting there on your Instagram, you're sitting there on your Instagram watching us train strangers, making strangers be better than your own child while your child plays sport. Make it make sense.
So are you referring to the support of your peers?
Yeah, like that's just honest truth. Like I have more, like you said, worldwide. My support are people who I don't know, but I know people. I have a lot of following of people who I grew up with, and people
that are in sports,
who have kids
that are in sports,
and we don't see them, but we see strangers. We see people come all over the world. You know what I'm saying? But the people who we grew up with, or the people who that know us, they don't bring their children. I wonder why.
You think that's a slight?
I don't know. That's why. I mean, if they watch this, then hopefully, you know, he knows me. Maybe he hear me saying this. Maybe he can answer something to that.
You can answer something to that.
I think it goes back to the conversation that we had like earlier off camera, where it goes to like people are kind of more slower to support you when they don't know you because I think they could. There's a reason when they do know you because they think they try to make up reasons as to why they don't support you, whether it's because, oh, I know Junior doesn't do this, so I'm not going to do this, or I don't know Jose doesn't do this, or Fast doesn't do this. And people who don't know you can kind of look at you as just for whatever they know you for. And if they only know you for doing that, then they're going to be like, all right, Junior can train my kid. You know, whether, I can't speak for every relationship that you have. There might be someone who doesn't even know anything about you who'd be like, oh, I'm not going to go to Junior. And there might be someone who knows you personally and you might have had a situation with, they might not be going to because of that. You know, so it's just the same thing with a podcast. It's like people might not watch the podcast because they be like, I don't want to watch a podcast with somebody I know because it just feels weird, but I'm going to watch some random podcast. Or they might be like, I know Jose personally, Jose's not that good at podcasting, and I'm just not going to watch it. Or whatever fucking reason. So I think when it goes down to support thing with people you know, it's just something that where you just kind of, and I think you guys are doing a great job of this, where it's just like, you kind of got to force feed people, you know, like they'll see it eventually, you know, and like anybody who really wants to get their kid trained, you know, and serious about getting their kid trained.
Basically,
Should be going to you. If they
basically,
know you
what I'm
because-
saying is, I'm trying to help.
Yeah.
I could care less about if they don't come. What I'm trying to say is, if you know me and you grew up with me, and I know you personally, you consider me a friend,
Right.
and you know that I could better your life.
Hey, fam, real quick,
Why not?
you can lead a horse to a water.
There you
Can't
go.
Make him drink.
There you go.
So
And that's
really-
all I'm trying to say. You know,
that's
it's
it. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
it's that's what I mean to the point of global. Like, our support are more people that's out of the state, and when they come meet us, it's like, wow, like these dudes are different. These dudes are this. These dudes do that. And damn, you can help my children do this. And like it's gotten to the point where people hit us up, man. My kid is not doing this and this and that. All right, Friday 6 p.m. show up. They don't even know that I knew that he got a C or skipped school.
About to
And
bust
now,
your ass
there
now.
you go, you know.
But that's just sense of community, and that's a responsibility that you took upon yourself. And you just gotta understand, everybody ain't listening to Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So you can't even. I'm not saying that it stays on your mind or it is a factor.
Yeah.
But you just gotta continue to do what you do, because obviously you got people from all around the world coming that support what you do
Yes.
and see the vision of what you do. So you know, whether they come around or not, you know, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
In that aspect. But for me, how did you get into training Odell?
Well, that was my brother. And we're one of those guys where we speak what we want into existence. So that's where it comes back to what I was saying about if I know you, you know, I'm going to speak life into your life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, kind of like, you know, quarter deck, we're sitting down eating food, and me and Jose's talking, and we start talking about the podcast, and it's just like, why you not doing it? Like, let's do something. You know what I'm saying? And you know, hearing him say that was like a spark. You know, that's like kind of like who we are. That's kind of like, you know, what we do for a living. You know, we're those guys where the tunnel might seem dark. Here come us with some light. You know, and you know, that's what I mean by, you know, we want to support our peers and we want to help them. You know, yeah, you can't help everybody. Yeah, you can't save everyone. We you know, we're at that point of our life too. You know, but it's like, you know, we spoke that into existence. Like, man, you know, we wish we could train Odell. And sent the message one day, and next thing you know, he responded. And next thing you know, on a plane. Next thing you know, he's training them. Next thing you know, he's with them at games. Next thing you know, they're good friends. You know, and it's just one of those things where, you know, like we tell people, you know, we do what we do with a purpose. You know, we do it with love. We do it with passion. And you can't spell gold without God. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, we change lives one session at a time. And I really believe that's what we do. And I feel like, you know, the proof is in the pudding. You know, we've been dominating. And you know, yeah, shout out to all the other trainers that's out there in the world doing their thing and you know, in other states being pioneers. And, you know, but, you know, we just know that we're guys that really, you know, good at what we do. And you know, we just understand that this is our purpose, you know.
So last thing before we get out of there, you could real quick, as a sports fan, can you give us any insight where Odell's gonna sign?
I don't know. I just know, like everyone else, the 3 teams that he visited,
Yeah.
you know, and he's gonna choose one of those.
That'd be great to get. Imagine Rents, you got that drop. Where Odell signing next?
Huh? Oh yeah, absolutely. We work with all these people. I mean, you know, training doesn't stop. You know, we train. Like, for example, he's with a boxer right now, Teo Lopez. Mm-hmm.
So before we get out of here, what's next for GoldFeet Global? What's next for GoldFeet Jr? And let other people know where they can find you at on social media. before we get out of here?
Next for GoldFeet is it's off season training. Right now is we got prep training for draft prep training. Guys getting ready for the league is off season. We also have guys getting ready for the Shrine and Senior Bowl, and then also we have all the youth and high school kids getting ready for college, and then the youth right now they're in all-star games. Also, we're getting our new merch up. A lot of our merch is already sold out. And we've been giving a lot of stuff away, but we're going to start getting our new stuff spitting back out, so you can get back on the website. As for me, you can find me on IG. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on a lot of platforms, but mostly on IG at GoldFeet Jr. But mostly I'm on the field Monday through Sunday. I love what I do. I'm out there every single day.
One more thing. How could someone get some training from you? Is it just on Instagram or?
Oh, I train everything.
So just get at you on Instagram.
Get at me on Instagram, DM me, I answer you. If I don't answer you, best believe I will respond to you eventually.
Got it.
Shit, Fat's
gonna
be out
we
there.
could work, bro.
Fat's trying to get his GoldFeet.
I got you, bro. We could work, man. For real.
Fat's trying to get his GoldFeet. Well, hey, Junior, it's been amazing, brother.
Yes, man. I appreciate y'all boys.
Thank you for coming on the podcast. I'm sorry. This was a long time coming. We talked about it. I won at a core deck, and again, when you really had that conversation, you really were one of the first people. I'm like, damn, all right, we're gonna get this shit back going. And I remember telling the homies like, yo, I want to have my homie Junior on here. He'd be a good person to have. So I'm glad we finally got it going. Shout out to your brothers, most definitely.
Yes, man.
Tevin Allen, Tyree Allen. Once again, shout out to you. This is the Meet the Neighbors podcast. I'm your boy Greeny.
And I do want to say one more thing.
We sharing mics out here because our production guy didn't do his job.
We had a little technical difficulty.
I ain't feeling that. I don't like sharing my mic. Nah, I'm kidding, bro. We all fuck.
Nah, I already know.
We all fuck up. Nah, I'm playing.
I do want to say one more thing to him too, though.
What you got, brother?
Yeah. When my brother does get back, my brother moved to Kansas. He's the one in the company. He's the strength and conditioning dude. So he's another guy. If you want to get right, where he can shape you, man.
That's such a discipline, bro. That I really don't
bro,
think I have right now.
Nah, he got you, bro.
But I know I need.
You know what I'm saying?
He
really like that.
I need it, bro. I need.
We call him the Hulk. He'll
bro.
turn you into the Hulk 2.0.
I don't want to get too buff now.
I'm just saying, dude, but I'm just saying he'll get you right, bro.
For real,
bro.
You gotta take it easy on him.
He really
nigga,
does
man.
the stuff he does.
Gotta take it easy on him.
Give him a shout out because that's what he does for our company for that part. A lot of people don't know that.
I got you right here. We're gonna get it right. I appreciate your time, man.
Take us out, man.
God damn it. I'm gonna take us out. What y'all want? Y'all want me to sing? Nah, man. Y'all can find us at Wrench Do FLA on Instagram. All social media. Who's really on Twitter and shit though? But anyway, on Instagram, Twitter, .com. It's coming soon with the merch and all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? And thank you again for watching and listening to us. Just be us. We appreciate y'all. Wrench Do Meet the Neighbors podcast. We out this bitch. Biatch.